And we're live.
I don't like the killing of the whales, but I don't think about it too much because it makes you sad when smart animals get killed. Because I do discriminate against animals. Like if a squirrel dies, I can't even be bothered to care. That thing didn't even know it was alive, more than likely. Like it didn't have self-awareness. Like if you put a mirror in front of that thing, it's like, what?
I mean, where's this other squirrel thing?
I'm always outnumbered in this conversation. Now, I could be wrong because I've never been a squirrel, not even for a little while. But
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, I'm trying to lay it out. How do we know they're not self-aware? How do they not like plan for the seasons and live several years and?
They're rodents. Squirrels their brains lose the vast majority of those acorns. Like they don't remember. No, this is a real thing. They've done studies where they're like, all right, let's see where these fucking squirrels bury acorns, and they do, and then they go back and check because they're like, God damn, like this guy's gonna have a feast. Like how's he gonna eat all these acorns? They forget like 7 out of 10 of them. Like that's why they're burying them all over the place.
I mean, I forget where I put my keys.
That sounds a little like me in my socks.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I couldn't find my computer today. I feel like I shouldn't judge.
Well,
the pantry. Anyway,
if there's a lot of them, they can die. You know, like 1 or 2. Like I don't care if you hit a squirrel with a car. Like it's okay.
Not at all.
How do we know that
swerve into them?
So like they don't have any self-awareness. What is it called? They use it in Star Trek a lot. Sentience, maybe.
Sentience.
Yeah, but like, how do we know that squirrels have nothing going on in their heads? How do we?
They're still burying acorns in the ground. Like if they were smarter, they wouldn't be doing that.
Meanwhile, those octopuses octopi off the coast of Australia are building cities. They're building little octopus cities. They're piling rocks up around the perimeter and making little living quarters and shit. When the squirrels start building little Ewok style huts up in the trees and throwing rocks down at invaders, I'll get on board. But their
squirrels
brain
plan
is
for seasons, though. That's
an instinctual thing.
Minimal,
they don't have a calendar.
Plants fucking plan for seasons. Like what the fuck? Like I mean,
okay, they kind of do.
It's like the minimal amount.
I feel like they don't have the same consciousness in their and this to me is just like the tip of the iceberg with regards to the animals are dumb like statements that Kyle and Taylor have made. And again, I'll reiterate, I'm not sure they're wrong. I'm just not sure they're right. You know, like oh yeah, fish don't feel pain. How are we sure about that one? You know,
no, fish do feel pain.
Do you care? Yeah,
but
that's
the thing about it is I was fishing like 6 months ago or something, and we were in a Lake of the Ozarks, and I caught one. Or no, this was fly fishing a few years ago in Oregon, and the guy that our guide was like the biggest like softy for fish ever, to the point that he was like, and when you catch one and you're getting, you know, the photo with it, make sure that your hands are really, really wet and you keep wetting them so that, you know, that fish, it'll burn the fish if you touch it with dry hands. And like, there were times like my dad was going to take a picture of me. He's like, can you get your hands wet? Get your hands wet. Please get your hands wet. And it's like, settle the fuck down. Like, you're not letting me keep this fish anyway. It can handle a little burning while I get my photo and then I toss it back. Yeah, I didn't care for that. Where it's like, man, there are so many animals to care about more than fish.
Chiz said plants feel pain. Now, I read that smell you get from mowing the lawn is warning the rest of the grass of its impending doom.
It does a real good job, doesn't it? Because some of my grass remains uncut, huh?
Yeah,
well, different plants do different things, and there's no defense against a lawnmower blade. Of course, they're not like, get the metal rods up.
I got a new mower today.
But what they will do? Oh, we'll have to talk about that for an hour.
At the 1 hour point, we'll finish the show with it.
So, if one plant is damaged in various plants, not just grass, it'll release that chemical to warn the other plants, and the other plants will do various different things. Sometimes they'll release a chemical into their leaves that make them taste bad, and which makes me wonder, why aren't they always doing that? Oftentimes they'll like withdraw like the liquids down to the roots, and they'll concentrate on like pulling the nutrients down to the roots where it's protected. It's sort of a defense mechanism. It's not like they're going, look out, they're coming. It's not quite that. And so plants are stupid. Fish are stupid. If nothing else, just look at the size of their brains. It seems like the bigger your brain, the smarter you are. Elephants, we think of as incredibly intelligent. When you see elephants interact with one another, the way they like the little one falls and everybody, oh shit, little Billy fell, and they're like checking him out. Like there's some serious awareness there that you're not going to see among the squirrels. The squirrels see a little squirrel fall and they eat it.
What about crows? Crows have tiny brains, but they literally can do multi-step problem solving, like get a stick to open this, to do this, you know?
That's true.
Octopi also have very small brains compared to land mammals. So, but I'm with you. It just seems intuitively that the size of your brain would be tied into how smart you are. And, humans have pretty big brains compared to their body size. But yeah.
That's the thing. It's more like
that is the truth.
Octopuses predict the World Cup. Very smart. Is there ever a case for octopuses, or is it always octopi?
Both are correct.
Octopus.
No.
Yes.
Get out.
Octopuses can be said just like octopi. It just makes you sound like a buffoon a bit, I think.
What is a
octopuses?
Chiz says octopuses is more correct.
Now we're getting crazy.
The standard English plural of octopus is octopuses. However, the Greek plural form is octopodes.
Well, that's what I go by.
What's a group of ox? Octopuses.
Oxen. Oxen. In the woods.
Oh, in the woods is Brian I saw him live. Fucking hilarious.
Ooh.
Kyle, you were saying them releasing the warning thing.
Yeah.
Like grass. One thing I was reading that what that scent does, that grass releases, is it calls in, like, it's not meant to stop steel blades, obviously, because nothing's going to stop that. But what it can do is if the grass is getting ravaged by a bug, that scent attracts bugs that feed on the bugs that feed on grass.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's calling in reinforcements, because like you said, the grass, if it was just like saying, look out, like that would be almost like douchey. Like, why would you tell me? Like, I'm going to find out. I can't move. I'm grass. But
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. In the end, I only care about the animals that have like obvious intelligence. When I see the whales and the marine mammals in particular, apparently arthropods, the elephants, stuff like that. I don't give a shit about fish. I don't fuck them all. When I hear people like we've got in this super politically correct like postmodernism culture where like people are defending the sharks. They're defending the goddamn sharks. We need another Jaws movie. Spielberg needs to get back on that. There was a time when we were afraid to go back in the water, and for good reason, and we were hauling those things out of the water left and right. I don't care if it's the apex predator. I don't care what happens to the ecosystem. Fuck sharks. Fuck
I can't
sharks.
agree strong enough with you.
What happens to the ecosystem? It thrives.
I grew up in St. Louis, far from any oceans. And I still remember I saw Jaws when I was 7. And for like 2 weeks afterward, I would run through my hallway to get to my bedroom because I couldn't stop imagining that giant shark face just lunging out of a bathroom somewhere. Or maybe it got into the sewer and got...
Like Chevy Chase.
It doesn't need to
Chevy
make sense.
Chase is a land shark. Hello. Delivery.
Have you guys done the tour where the actual shark from the movie comes up at you?
Yeah.
Universal
it is
Studios.
so disappointing.
Is it really?
So,
It is
oh
one
my
of
gosh.
the worst animatronics ever. They're like, this is the real one. And I'm like, huh. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. And it like keeps breaking down. You're like, great. It's
and by the way, so you're on a little train, little trolley car type thing with 6 cars. And like it jumps up and scares a car, and then jumps up and scares the next car, and jumps up and scares the next car. And I'm there like, how do these people not predict what's about to happen? Like you can see it's got cars 1, 2, 3. If you're in car 4, guess what's coming? And Tucker nailed it. It is so disappointing. You take away the shaky cameras, some big jump scare music and such, there's nothing to it.
Yeah. The thing that made Jaws so frightening was the fact that the animatronics didn't work, and so you only see the shark very briefly, like 4 times in the whole movie. That's what made that movie such a huge success. That and that wonderful score, nan dun, just building the tension, building the tension. I don't know, probably John Hughes, maybe, I don't know, but it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I rewatched Jaws the other day. It's excellent. Also, watch Jaws 2 and 3. Might want to skip those.
Yeah,
it's
I put
a little
on
absurd.
Jaws 3 the other day, just like as a background show, and it was one like usually I can sit through bad movies in the background while I'm doing something else, but it got like a third of the way through, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like I'm actively dumber for sitting here letting this feed into my brain. So I turned that off. But
I liked when Roy Schneider is making the cyanide bullets. Like that actually made a little bit of sense to me. I was like, maybe that'll do something. And then he just like caps them all off at some bluefish or whatever. Seems like at the end of Jaws 3. For some reason, the shark jumps out of the water so that the old lady can harpoon it with a boat mast. It's absurd. It's just like
absurd. It's like it wanted to die.
Yeah, it's committing suicide because all of its family had been murdered.
And it's kind of poetic, huh? Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah.
That kind of wraps it up nicely.
Yeah, but fuck sharks.
Yeah, but also fuck sharks.
Yeah,
sharks and crocodiles. Anything that's like existed as the exact same thing for like a million years we need to do better job killing it off. Like it's too good, you know? Like we've only been here for like what, 10,000, 20,000 years, or 2,000 years. You know what I mean? So
I like the way Tucker's thinking. He's trying to like balance this game. He's like, alligators are OP, sharks are OP. They're too good at the game. They lasted
like,
forever.
Get rid of them.
Yeah. But humans, we're not OP. We just got here.
That's what I'm saying.
No, we've only been here for like 200,000 years. And that's not even like ever since we made civilization. That's like when we were.
I meant like apex humans, you know?
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
talking about like, you know, like actively making the world shittier humans.
Well, for a couple 100,000 years, we've been working on that. You know, all those. There's some theories that talk about many of the mass extinctions, especially in North America, because North America was like the African savannah at one point. It was just full of these gigantic animals. There were, I think there were anteaters. No. What are the things with the shells on their back? The little
armadillos.
That's a
armadillos. There were those enormous armadillos whose shells were big enough that people could make a shelter out of them, like a little armadillo teepee. We just killed all those fucking things till there were no more.
Well, yeah, we needed teepees.
Yes, so
easy.
And then we started making out of bison, and we killed all them too.
Yeah, like that's what happens every time there's a really convenient animal that helps. It's like, look at this fucking sloth. It has utensils for toes. It's like, oh, well, I guess kill it and lop them off. You know, we're all no more chopsticks for this side of the world. Like, and then before you know it, it's done.